Did Zita just physically assault Mide in Big Brother's house? Was it a mistake? What exactly happened? We are here to dissect the fight that just went down in Big Brother's house. So the housemates were basically trying to get their breakfast and all of that. Then Mide decided she was going to cook. And both kids said, okay, since you're cooking, can you add me and Zita, who is like his in-house girlfriend, to the meal you're about to make? And she was like, okay, cool. And then she called on Zita to help her cut the carrots, right? And Zita was like, I can't cut it, fine girl, or something of that sort. Amide was not having it. Amide was like, you see, that boss kid, it's because of you that I'm actually making this food for all of us. It's not because of your wife, because look at how she talked to me after, me asking her nicely to help me cut the carrots. And Zita was like, you know what? Go and eat the carrot yourself. Like, who cares? And all of that. Now, mind you, Zita was by the freezer area and Mide was by the sink because she was cutting something, and then there was a back and forth between the both of them, and Mide told her, shut up. Now Zita was like, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to tell me shut up. And Mide was like, if I tell you shut up, what would you do? Like, shut up. You're a fool. Like, yeah, that was where the insult started. And a lot of people in the kitchen were like, I thought you guys were just having a normal banter. How did this get to a full-blown fight? Right? And then Mide was talking, and Zita was on the other side by the freezer area. She picked a pot, and I actually thought she was about to cook. And then while they were having their back and forth, she just, started walking towards Mide. And before we could say Jack, she hits the knife out of Mide's hands. Now, there's an argument going on. Did she actually hit Mide? What exactly happened? Now, this is the video in slow-mo. I want you to be the judge for yourselves. Who actually hit who here? Some people are saying that, oh, it's because Mide was like wielding a knife to her face. That was it. But the truth is, that is not it. Mide never went to her. Mide was cutting something. It's just like the day Capable had an altercation with somebody in the kitchen. Capable was cutting something. Like, you are coming to my face. I am where I am, having dicing carrots or whatever it is she was cutting, and Zita was the one that took a pot to her and then hit her with it. Now, if you look at the way that knife landed, what if it's, stabbed her? What if it hurt her? What if something had happened? Would we still sit here and be talking about, oh, she did this out of anger? Doing stuff out of anger is never an excuse in Big Brother's house. Right? I mean, we've seen people that have done things out of anger and were severely penalized for it. I mean, we can go back as far as the likes of Kay Brule and Chloe. We can talk about Tacha and Mercy. We can talk about Beauty, the things that got her disqualified. We can talk about Erica. These are people that did stuff out of anger. Some justified, some not justified. But at the end of the day, doing stuff out of anger does not rid you of the consequence. Now, Zita came out to, when they were having the aftermath fight, that's what I love to call it. Zita was like, you are lying. Was also trying to charge at her. Damboski was like, the camera saw everything. I don't care what everybody in here is trying to say. I don't care what they think. It's what the viewers think. That's what I care about. And Mide was basically saying, you hit me with the pot. You hit my hand with the pot. And then at some point, Damboski was telling Zita, you know what? She knew what she did was wrong, because honestly at that point I didn't know who was wrong or who was right. Then it was now later when Ortega, who was in the kitchen, with Big Soso, who was who saw everything happen, actually said, nah, your babe Zita was actually wrong. And this is not the first time she's doing something like this, according to Ortega. Is the way, she talks to people. Ortega said that she once talked to him like that before, and he literally had to set her straight. And he thought, that the way she had answered Mide, that's the way they bant. Maybe they are having a banter and all of that. And Mide said they don't even have any banter. Like, she asked her, okay, since I'm cooking for the three of us, help me cut the carrots. And baby girl just, fine girl, I know they call carrots, something of that sort. And the way she talked was very rude. And yes, Mide told her to shut up. But now, my people, if I tell you shut up, is that a good enough reason to go physical at somebody? It doesn't make any sense, right? And then they are both talking about, oh, creating highlights. Zita is talking about how Mide needs this because Ebuka had typically called her boring. You see this thing I talk about what Ebuka, when Ebuka hypes them or talks down on them in the house or doing on Sundays, it kind of like gets to their head. I mean, we saw Joanna acting of, because Ebuka had called her the vibe queen. Now they are using what Ebuka had said about Mide just watching and calling her boring. In fact, a lot of them have been saying that they start up because, or she's doing too much because Ebuka had said she's boring, right? And let me not lie to you guys. Sometimes I feel like Mide woke up this way because Ebuka had said something about her. But one thing I've noticed about these housemates is they pick things and they just run with it. They don't care what the truth actually is. And that was why I feel like Mide kept saying, you hit me with this sport. You hit me with this sport. You wanted highlights. You wanted to shine with this because nobody has heard of you. Who knows you in the house? And Zita was like, why are you lying against me? I never hit you. I hit the knife. You were pointing at me with a knife. But now looking at the video, you could see that who walked up to who. It was Zita that walked up to Mide. It was Zita. Mide was basically cutting stuff and she was talking to her while holding the knife she was using to cut stuff. It's not like she went to meet her with the knife. So at this point, I don't know what the verdict, by Big Brother is gonna be. Will Big Brother, will he penalize Zita? We do not know. I don't know what the punishment is going to be like. Or will Big Brother just say, you know what, just like Yemis's case or Emis's case, sweep it under the rug, let's just move on. But then again, Big Brother had told them that this is no longer the honeymoon phase. What you had, or you thought, or you had, you had basically gone away with, or yeah, got away with in the first week, you're not going to be getting away with it this week. I feel like these housemates have a tendency to be violent. I was telling my sister when we were watching it, I told my sister, if it's me, right, and I see you coming with that pot, and I know this is Big Brother's house, I go set my head, may you knock me the thing for head. I will carry my hand up, knock me there, so that as you hit me, you say you are packing your bag and you're going home. And also, why is it that they always hold them when they want to fight? I don't get it. I don't like it. I mean, 150 million is not enough for you. Like, it's not enough ginger for you to let them fight. You want to fight, you want to physically charge at somebody, then go ahead and do that. It kind of shows that these people, they don't, it tells on the kind of life that they live outside of the house. Which one is somebody tell you shut up and you're charging at the person to beat the person? Like, you don't even value your own skin. What if the person you are charging at can beat you? Like, they don't think about that. What if the person fits, gather like this, give you uppercuts and all that? You don't think how your skin is going to look like? But honestly, I feel like Zita was actually very wrong. And if you look at it, whatever way you look at it, who went to who? One person was standing there cutting what they were cutting, and the other person left the freezer. Did I say freezer? Left the freezer area and came to her. So yeah, whatever way we judge it, except we're being biased, Zita was actually wrong in this case. And again, as Tega had said, she was also the first person that, threw the rude card. She was actually rude to Mide. All Mide asked her was, since I'm making food for all of us, can you please help me cut the carrot? So tell me, what is wrong in what she did? Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, what exactly are you waiting for? Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Ezinnemwilliams. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day ahead.